one thing that I want to put to the test is the fact that we all picked EvilGeniuses up here, which means we might be eating our words sooner rather than later, but I'd much rather get into it now, face the guillotine, and get it over with. So let's go ahead and jump into what's going to be the second map right here. I'm going to let you guys take it away.
Okay, well, thank you very much, guys. And yeah, this is going to be a very curious one. There's music perfectly timed.
They timed it so
I love
well.
it. It's like they planned it. It's like they meant for that to happen. But this is obviously a map that's going to fit the wheelhouse better for EvilGeniuses, and we even got to talk to them, and you heard obviously in the interview that Vertigo was one of their stronger maps for United. Going into Inferno, where EvilGeniuses have already beaten just 2-3 weeks ago the best team in the world, Astralis. This is going to be a tough match for them to pull off, but at a minimum, let's just say, and obviously it's a little BM to do, but even if they don't win the series here for United, they still have that map. And we had talked a little bit earlier on how important it was for them to take that map, especially against EvilGeniuses, because then you have to imagine, can Complexity or Cloud9 take a map or a series against them?
Yeah, I'm not going to be the mathematician, but one map is definitely better than no map. So we'll see how they manage to do in this scenario. Of course, we spoke to Freak briefly in the break, and he said we basically went into that map hot and they went in cold. So
we hot.
Yeah,
we hot.
That is his classic line. But yeah, if that continues, obviously, if the EG players don't wake up, then there really is an opportunity here. And well, speaking of opportunities, there is one man, just one, defending this B site, all on his lonesome. Luckily, at least for now, the bomb's rotating back over to the A site. Now, it's whether or not eUnited get itchy feet and decide to maybe rotate a player or two back, but if it goes as it stands, you might be a little bit worried for EG in this pistol round, as they're going to push into what is the majority of this eUnited side. Nade's going to be thrown out. Now they looked around the corner and they're met by Freakazoid. He is still looking hot in this match, at least so far. Now they double back to try and play onto Vanity. He at least needs to try and slow them down. Get a kill. That would be ideal. Set them up ready for this retake. They still have a couple of smokes, and in fact, even a kit onto Freakazoid. The only worry is Breezy. He's managing to double back. Tarek also finds the entry. They could even this up into a 3v3 very easily. Indeed, but he doesn't manage to connect the shots. Cooper once again. It's the brothers doing all the work at the moment. Stan still yet to cross to the site. The smoke eventually going to go down, but Marky's found the pick nonetheless. And it's up to Tarek to try and ace out this pistol round. I'm surprised he managed to even get one there. I'll be honest, he peaked half the team. But eUnited, they're going to get the pistol. They're going to continue from the previous map.
Well, the interesting thing is that smoke was picked up off Vanity's body. Don't worry, the stream can't hear what we hear right now. This is great. I love that we can actually hear them now. But it was picked off of Vanity's body, and if Freakazoid didn't catch him through the smoke crossing, that could have been the bomb down, and that could have changed how the second and potentially third round was going to go for EvilGeniuses.
Supposedly everyone did hear that.
Oh, so it was going to stream. Oh, okay. I thought it was just to us. All right. Nice.
That's dangerous. That is a very dangerous game. I've learned that in the past with phrases I also cannot say, and one of the Freakazoid said in the previous, which I managed to work out, but
said, who's the guy that said that we shouldn't pick Vertigo?
Yeah, that's definitely what he said, and I'm sure no one else on the stream was either able to work out what he actually said. Either way, once again, we're going to see the force buy-in from EG. There wasn't a bomb plant, so as said, this is something that doesn't really happen too much on the T side nowadays, just because even without a bomb plant, if you save into the next round, you are going to have your AKs, your SGs, and a bit of utility. So I'm quite surprised. Maybe this is just based off confidence alone, that they think that they can win these rounds with the pistols. And, well, last time they attempted it, it didn't go too well. But if they do manage to win these sort of rounds, it does do a real number on the economy of eUnited. It's one of the only ways you can be fully reset economy-wise, as, of course, you've won a round and instantly lost a round back. And it can be a great way to really build up money while you're on that T side. Interesting that they actually left Vanity at the B site when he doesn't have a smoke to help delay, to buy time for rotations. So I guess they're really making the fact that EvilGeniuses haven't bought emphasis in that. There's a great flashbang coming through into Freakazoid. Cooper trying to pick up where his brother has fallen, and unfortunately he'll meet the same fate as they're going to wrap around towards CT. Vanity, he has 3 other players to find. He's just trying to stay alive. Again, no smoke and not a lot of HP to survive either. But I know there's a man in CT, and Vanity's going to get rushed down eventually. That should be the bomb planted, as you were already talking about before. Winning the first round, then losing the second, not going to be ideal. Marky's able to get the kill on a Tarek and turn it into a 2-on-2, but Food's gonna lose a trade against Ethan, and Cirque somehow stays alive. You saw Marky switch his aim, expecting him to already be dead. And there you go, EvilGeniuses is taking a very crucial round here. I think the biggest advantage, the biggest thing United could hope for
is EvilGeniuses just playing this super slow because they still have quite a few smokes left. At least Vanity to help delay any sort of push in towards B. Not the best weaponry to deal with it. Cooper pushing up in middle. He's got 3 players there. One over in Boiler, and, well, he's unfortunately going to fall. Bomb's still back at T mid as it's actually going to push back up here. The 2 players on the site, Marky and Food, have to somehow maintain this. Maybe pick up a kill or 2. Food, I think, might get overwhelmed from the apartments. Gets the first call to Ethan, looking to escape to the help of the smoke, and, well, he almost does that, but Marky's not able to get too much done. Though Breezy and Stanislaw have taken a bit of damage. Looks like the rest of eUnited are just going to save these weapons into round number 4. But also for United, one thing that they excelled at when it came to Vertigo was getting the early kills, like the opening kills. And obviously, we're only 3 rounds in, so it's kind of hard to judge that. But I would imagine EG feeling more confident on a map like this, more comfortable on a map like this. They should be able to win out in the early exchanges. But Vandy, of course, the commentator's curse happens, and he's going to get the first kill. But he's not able to rescue the weapon, and he's still by himself over towards B.
Ooh, that was a little bit too close. I think that's the second time he's done that as well, because Ethan was low when he went for a peek. They're clearly very reliant on Vanity to be that B-site defender. Obviously, again, it is early within the match, but I don't think to see much of a change there. I feel like they are going to gamble quite a bit with these 4-man stacks on the other side of the map. And with just him doing the damage early in these rounds, I think EG have worked out that there's probably only one man here. Stan, hoping to try and find some sort of pick. Not being handed anything just yet. All the utility being expended by his teammates, and Vanity a little bit worried that they might be trying to wrap around in the back of the church. Oh, that's a little bit too close for comfort. There's now quite a few players, or at least a couple, that are low. Considering the investment, I think the CT side are probably going to try and go for something here. 3 players now, 50 HP or less. Freakazoid ZZ looks more deadly by the second. The only problem is, does he want to keep this into the next round with the Kevlar that he has?
Well, I think that's our answer with Cooper going down. You see them holding back towards the bottom of T mid. Maybe hope for some rotations to come through, maybe looking for someone to get aggressive, but obviously EG don't need to go to this position at least. But they don't know Freak's there, so maybe if Food actually baits for Freakazoid, maybe he can get a kill or 2, maybe he can get a weapon. No, Freak's going to be spotted, and there's no even need for EG to go this way, to be honest. I actually don't know why they're going this way, considering they knew Food was at the bottom. And then they just saw Freak as well, but either way, they're going to still survive and not lose anyone. Not a big deal. But now eUnited can be able to buy up into this round, and I think this is going to be an important one for them. Wow. Well, here we go. Round number 5. We got the weapons. Not, again, the best of buys for eUnited. Still lacking some utility, and they have an ump for Vanity. But as you mentioned before, they're leaving him to himself on the B site, looking for a potential stack back towards A. And the gamble might have gone wrong. If Vanity gets spotted here, if Stanislaw takes him down, then this might be the actual entry they need. And somehow he's actually able to get some distance between him and the rest of the team, but not able to get back in towards the site. Freak forced to rotate back towards B. And EvilGeniuses is again able to take the site.
Yeah, this is starting to become a bit of a problem. Like, leaving him alone so often, I think EG have just started to exploit that factor. And it's one of those things that, okay, a lot of teams will do it every once in a while, or at least they'll have him in a position where he can just smoke off and fade away.
Exactly.
But because they now know that he's doing this, you just see EG just get super aggressive, run him down, and, well, there's no more resistance. I wonder if eUnited might have to go for, say, a 3-man stack on B just to start off the rounds and then rotate away to at least set him up a bit. Because at the moment, they're just leaving him out to dry. They're trying this retake. Not going very well, and I almost think that was a little bit overzealous to even try and win a round like that.
And Food's actually feeling like he can get aggressive. He does have some backup out of Cooper. It's just going to be a USP, so it's not the most ideal weapon to have to fight long range. And Vanity going to fall again, but will they expect Freakazoid to be there this time? For some reason, a part of me thought he was going to fail that from what we've seen.
It was a little bit close. I think he may have failed the follow-up. Tarek a little bit low on HP. It's a possibility for Cooper to do something here. The Max 7 not quite going to do the work. I had hope. But now the B side once again. It's going to be under enemy control.
The heart wants what the heart wants, Tom.
My shotgun kills are the best kills in this game.
Jumping shotgun kills. Ooh. You should watch a highlight reel of that all day.
Well, Cooper's still in with a slight chance of getting a gun, but, well, mind. 5-1, early domination from EG, and yeah, I think something definitely needs to change. Maybe a tactical pause being called from eUnited would be a good thing to do now. Try and spot what's going on with the offense and basically like try and stack up a little bit more defense onto the B site. I think that's the main problem. The problem is there's so much utility going down on the other side of the map that EG have opted to try and take some mid control instead. In fact, they're looking to just speed things up. Stan making his move forward. Bomb now going to be retrieved as well. Banana control has been gathered up by United, but I think they're going to have to maybe rotate another player off, try and give them that stack on the A site. Bomb's actually still within the spawn. Like, Stan's so far forward, and he's going to be caught out by Cooper. Gives the man advantage over to the CT side. They're starting to expend a lot of their utility, and well, there's not really much left for the B defense. It's looking like they are going to challenge for Banana. Marky with a nice peek out, and they flash off Vanity. Are they going to expect Freak in the corner? They don't. That's going to be the bomb drop. And a second as well for Freak. He can't quite get the final frag, but I don't think it's going to matter. Breezy with 25 seconds left. He knows there's an AWP on that B site as well. I think the option now is just to try and save his gun, although that may be easier said than done. He tries to peek into Cooper's crosshair, but that has not been something that anyone's really been successful with throughout this match. If you flash for Stan there, or you give him any level of support, they're going to know he's there. So the whole idea is that it's a bit of a surprise, a bit of an individual play. And he is one of the people sort of taking an entry fragger role within this team. As you can see here, as he's got rid of Freakazoid straight off the bat, it seems like Vanity may just enjoy defending this B site on his own, as his teammate's going to be gone within the last, or within the first few seconds. And now he's sectioned out within this site.
They have the site, but they don't have a bomb. Oh my gosh.
Hello? What just happened there? It doesn't seem to matter. The trades have come in from Ethan anyway, and well, the rotation's not even going to happen, but look at Breezy. He is well placed. He's heard the footsteps coming. That's the first one easily cleaned out, and the second goes his way as well. All weaponry removed. Money, well, it's a bit of a dicey situation for the CT side. They could go for a risky force buy, but if they'd managed to keep those two weapons, it would have been a decent buy. So a pretty big impact coming in from Breezy, even if the round was already done.
6-2 for EvilGeniuses. Again, that 3-man stack coming early on for eUnited as they have forced up some pistols into the round. And this time, actually, Tarek is the one to kind of lurk over towards apartments, but there's still going to be 2 people in that location. Actually, Cooper might catch him out guard here. 5-7 in hand. And that little pixel peek at a Tarek right there just saves his life, I feel.
Yeah, it gives him the information. It is interesting to me that eUnited, even like slightly challenging Banana, or at least early in the round, seems to gain them quite a bit of control. Like, if they don't challenge it, then EG will just take it from them straight off the bat. This, though, has just been a bit more patience. The T side not really having to do too much in this round, just wait for people to peek them. And, well, although they may have gone into the first map individually a little bit cold, it seems like the majority of their players are now just hitting every single one of their shots. Freakazoid will at least be able to get one off the back of the CZ, but doesn't really cause any cost for EG. And now moving forward, we should have a decent buy coming up for the CT side.
But Ethan on 10K. And look at this aggressive play. Stansel pushing straight through. Are they going to expect Freakazoid to be behind sandbags? Well, they're going to know he's there now. And that's be the first and all 3 kills coming through. The B side's wide open. And a very easy gun round here for EvilGeniuses. Just completely decimated any chance eUnited had. And that should force eUnited back on some pistols.
Yeah, that's one of those plays where it's very difficult to play against, especially if every single member gets their shot off. Stan with 2 entry kills, and he's been doing pretty well at challenging Banana so far. And this is looking much more like a normal day in the office for EG. Like, eUnited are struggling. And you sort of mentioned the double AWP. In that round that they won, I don't think the secondary AWP actually did anything other than just like hold on to Banana. Like, if you remember, it was Freakazoid just not being checked. Like, he gets a double spray down while so aggressive on Banana. Like, that's something you can never really recreate. It's not going to happen again because EG are not going to fall for the same gimmick twice. So, oh, food goes flying. It's a food fight.
The United need to figure out what they can do because all these rounds are slipping away. 8-2. They've tried being aggressive towards Banana, hasn't worked. They've tried apartments a little bit with pistols, hasn't really worked out either. And EG are really looking like they're hitting their stride. And I think this is the EG we're looking to step up in the skill level we were expecting out of them. I think Vertigo was definitely an oddball map for them.
Yeah, it's again, when we were talking to Freakazoid, he said it was a pocket pick. They knew that the two maps, they were either going to get Overpass or they were going to get Vertigo. And because like we've seen some decent maps out of eUnited, some upsets and some weaker ones when it came to Overpass, it was no surprise that EG banned it. But I don't think they necessarily thought Vertigo was coming. It didn't seem like they were prepared, and hey, that's the pocket pick. The problem is, you now go on to two maps that they are capable on. And that's a bit of a different story. Freakazoid, oh, he only needed to connect one bullet onto Stan, but manages to dodge every single one. And, well, Vanity, I'm kind of hoping goes for something here. Like, keeping a Deagle into the next round doesn't really have too much value. If he had some Kevlar, then sure, but looks like he's just going to be sitting, chilling, maybe hoping that they come hunting for him. Gives him a little bit more of a chance than pushing into this A site versus what is majority SGs, and then the AWP on Cirque, which is not going to be anything easier to counter.
Well, double up coming back in for United. I mean, the one time they did use it, it did win them around, but then they lost the following. But as you mentioned, it's not like Vanity was doing too much. It was Cooper catching out Stanislaw, and then Freakazoid getting a double spray down. And it seems like you're seeing United with the way they're playing. They're looking for picks. They're looking for like an early kill. They haven't been able to win out on the battles when EvilGeniuses just kind of walk in or go for their standard kind of execute.
Well, I think the other thing to mention as well is that their previous map success was like a lot of the time, I think, to do with like EG being a little bit more uncomfortable. That's a nice pick, at least. But this map, they're perfectly comfortable. And also, I think being on the CT side for eUnited is probably the worst of the two. Because they're not going to just be able to work together, like use those nade stacks like they did and sort of try and like set the pace. Instead, it's down to EG to do that and them just basically wait. And I don't think they've really had too much success in their challenges around the map. This round, at least, it is going to be the push coming in on towards the A site. Molotov's countering them back, at least for now. This pit position can be one that's difficult to clear, and while with Marky in there, he's been doing a pretty good job so far. The crossfire of him and Food kicks things off well, and while they've managed to at least get the majority, but Tarek's still with two back. He's surviving on his last legs. 23 seconds left. He's going to retrieve the SG, get the bomb as well, but he has wasted a lot of time trying to get everything done. Smoke should at least give him the cover to get the bomb plant, and will at least go down. It's not like they need the money at this point. So much cash, and just going to be waiting within the smoke. I like this, though. The remaining CT is going to double up together, and there's nothing that Tarek can do. Peeks into the remaining couple, and that will be a third round at least onto the board for eUnited, but there's going to be a storm coming back at them.
Is Freak going to pick up the op to run double?
I think they were questioning it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Vanity get an early pick. Cooper didn't really do much of anything in that round, unfortunately. But we finally got to see them put up a defense. We finally got to see eUnited go for the hold within pit, having the two players there. They were able to drop Breezy right off the bat and then trade out with Stanislaw. Did someone just rip one?
I thought that's what he said, but I was like, no, surely not. I love how this is what's being focused on. So done.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you've had a cast like that next to me a couple of times.
Oh, God.
I think it was Cooper looking at me, just trying to pretend like it wasn't me. Looking away.
Yeah. The thing is, though, like, how can you take things seriously when there's someone...
We're right, okay.
Oh, dear Lord.
I mean, clearly, never mind. Never mind. I mean, it almost looks bad enough that you need to call a pause.
I felt like the cameraman's job is now literally just watch Freakazoid.
Oh, I felt bad for the cameraman. Like, he's the one standing next to him.
His eyes just stinging. Well, we are back into the game, thankfully. Before everything does completely fall apart. Once again, there's going to be an early challenge for Banana. Stan has been the victor for the majority of it, and Freakazoid now that's support. This is a bit of a weird setup. You've got Vanity all the way back, and then Freakazoid looking like he's just going to be there for contact. But again, it seems like they are going to just give this one away for free. Like Ethan's just going to slowly walk his way up. Him and Stan teaming. Good flashbang, but nothing really going to come off the back of it. And he will spot that there's multiple players there. And again, EG are going to get this control with fairly minimal resistance.
To be honest, I'd actually rather see them, at least for United, not challenge out too much on Banana. I feel like they've lost most of the rounds, the majority at least, when they did try to hold. But like I said, they've given up a lot of ground to EvilGeniuses. And EG's actually used a lot of their utility into this round. They have, what, 2 smokes left, a couple of flashbangs, 1 Molotov. You got Food playing towards balcony and no one actually in backup hit. And do United have anything to hold on? They have a smoke out of Vanity, a flashbang out of Freakazoid. It's going to be tough to maintain that if they decide to push through, as Ethan is actually the one most aggressive at the moment. Oh, I think, Mark, yeah, you had to spot them. And this is going to be a split over towards A, or sorry, B.
Yeah, looking to try and get them on the wraparound. It has to be careful, actually, from Cooper. I don't think he realizes yet that there's players coming in behind him. He finally turns around, but it's too little too late. The problem is the time. They've managed to drop the bomb, but I think they're still going to have enough just to get themselves that plant. A very late execution into this round coming out from EG, but they make it work perfectly. A late round call coming in from Stan. And while marking Food, that they didn't really do anything wrong in this scenario. They spotted players rotating in, got ready to hunker down onto that A site, and by that point, their teammates had already been killed off. And, well, once again, no surprise. There's going to be weapon hunting coming out from the side of EG. They have so much cash that even just getting one of these weapons out of there is going to be valuable for them. And well, the remaining 2 players are still hunting. I'm sure Cirque doesn't want to lose his AWP, but again, they have enough money for the rebuys, and going into the next couple of rounds, they'll have purchases no matter what. And, well, can Food hold on to his gun? Yes, he can. He's actually going to spray down 2. Didn't pick up the AWP.
Like you said, EG go for the chase. They get punished, but they take the round nonetheless, and obviously going to have the money to buy up yet again.
You guys are doing something from there? Yeah. Use the AK? Dude, I don't know who the fuck is farting, but this is unreal.
I really hope that's not going out to stream.
I think I know who it is, too. But I'm not going to talk about it. I'll tell you after. Anyways, doesn't matter. What matters right now is the EvilGeniuses are on 10 rounds. And only 3 for United. Flash going to come through. Not going to go for the push, though, to go for a shot at a Freak. Sorry, I just said that. And there you go. The double push comes in. They take down Tarek. And they get the man advantage, which I feel like we haven't been able to say too much for United on this map.
No, they've had a lot of failed attempts. I think there was the AWP pick that get it one of the times. This purchase even from them isn't the best. Like Vanity having to expend a lot of his utility already, and that was bought up off the back of having a UMP. Actually, they've gambled on the B site, and that's not the way that EG are currently going. They're making their way into middle. They're very reliant on this defense from Food. To try and spot them over the corner. Flashbang going to be thrown out. He's got to be careful because I think they're a lot further than he may have expected. Rotation has at least come in from Marky. Just trying to watch things out. Doesn't know if they're going to be coming from apartments either. Marky at least doubles down their opening. The boost looking to come in over the top of the smoke. This could net him an extra frag. I think it's going to be expected. The bomb still making its way onto the site even without clearing the pit. And now the cavalry has arrived. Food done a fantastic job of just surviving, and Marky's actually going to deny the plant. Okay, Food's going to help out with an extra kill onto his own teammate, but in the end, that actually works out for United.
I think gambling is something we've seen a bunch out of United. I know we've talked about it quite a few times, where they've left Vanity alone at B, putting 4 players at the A site. Gambling that EG are going to go towards the 4-man stack, and luckily for them this time, even though they didn't have the stack in the right position, Food was able to delay for a very, very long time. Cooper now with the back in hand, finally getting back aggressive towards middle, though he's not going to have a person to pick against. But as we make our way into our final round of the half, Marky Gonna need, oh, I was gonna say, if he gets caught out with a smoke in hand, that'd be just the ultimate timing. But Stanislaw again, I mean, he's showing he's so willing to just push up for the duels. He got Cirque there to back him up. Cirque set up in a position. The nades come through and did some decent damage to Freakazoid. And in terms of utility, well, eUnited really don't have a ton left. They have really nothing left at the B site besides the incendiary grenade. And they don't have the bombs. So I'm assuming they're going to be actually rotating back towards B. Leave Ethan pushed up to catch anyone getting aggressive towards B, and maybe hope in the meantime to get a pick here towards A.
Yeah, still plenty of time for EG, so not really the end of the world just yet. Late smoke will go down at least onto the B site, which should buy a little bit of extra time, but all these smokes being thrown out, I'm guessing it's going to be up to Ethan to retrieve the bomb as the site is going to be taken from the rest of the team. Wraparound already coming in onto the arch side, but they are playing the clock very low once again. 25 seconds left on the clock. Breezy hoping to find someone over the top. It's Marky trying to hold the crossfire and now stand on the wraparound. They've got so many positions where Food does manage at least one. Marky has a job to do again, and he can't quite do it even still. Cooper has come in to support. Bomb is going to be going down with a few seconds left on the clock. And now it's up to Cirque and Ethan to try and hold on in this scenario. The AWP of Cirque yet to really have too much to do, but this is exactly the position you want him in. Sat back and holding with that AWP. Ethan tagged up. Only 22 HP left, but even that could be enough. And there's Cirque already managing to get one the second as well off the back of the AWP. Then leaves Freakazoid now on his own. Kit, at least in hand, has the time to defuse the bomb, but he's not going to be given the chance. Cirque steps up, a triple kill to end out the half, an 11-4 T side coming out from EG, and it looks like they finally entered the match.
Well, we've got some good news for you, ladies and gentlemen. During the break, Thomas and I put on our detective hats and have come to the conclusion that whoever smelt it, dealt it. Currently, EvilGeniuses was with a massive lead of 11-4 at the end of the first half of Inferno. They're going to carry it over into a third map, which would be Dust 2.
Unfortunately for eUnited, it smells bad in and out of the server at the moment. Currently losing 11-4. And well, EG looking like they're back with a bang. Don't worry, Jason. No, I've run out of puns now.
It's fine. I just can't wait. I can't wait to see the potential of us getting into the third map of Crop Dust 2.
Well, it is going to be just one man over on the B site. Stan does have a smoke and a flashbang, however, so he's going to be ready to try and deny any further presence. The two smokes and the flashbangs do suggest that maybe we're going to see a CT smoke and as well one onto the coffins. So likely setup there, especially considering they're all just waiting to take banana control. Other than Freakazoid, of course. And while he's going to meet the stack in apartments, that will be the early pick at least. But with no one else spotted, you can expect that the CT side are going to start their rotation back. Smoke not even going to be thrown out. Stan's going to opt to hold on to it. Just wait for the rotations to come in, spamming through the smoke, doing a little bit of damage onto Marky, but not anything definitive. Now the CT side are going to be coming back in. Cooper has to be careful. He's going to do exactly the same as his brother did. Just run into two players ready and waiting for him. But look at the T's. They're going to try and take control of the church. Get up in the faces of their opponents. Around the corner, Tarek's going to go down. They've turned it into a 3 versus 3. In fact, Marky's found another one. And Food doubles down as well. They just close out this round. Just in a flash, that pistol round goes in their favor. And they're going to get off to a strong start on their T side.
Let's see. It's not done just yet. That was just one round. They need 6 more to tie things up. You know how powerful EvilGeniuses can be on this map. And, well, you know what? They're undefeated in the last 3 months for a reason.
Yeah, this has definitely been one of their stronger maps. And going to invest into some pistols and utility this time. 3 smokes available. Get a little bit aggressive. They've done a lot of damage just off the incendiaries, and they're going to take banana control back away from eUnited. So the initial space that was gathered for the T's is now diminished. And look at the gamble that's been taken because of it. Ethan still has an extra smoke and a flash, so they can afford to gamble with the rest of the team being on the other side of the map, as he'll have at least a chance to slow them down. Flashbang going to go out. Cirque's going to get all the information, and unfortunately that also involves his demise. But with 40 seconds left, there's going to be 3 players on A.
ETH actually used his smoke, by the way. Gonna be rotating back to help out. Thing is, they're being overrun. Breezy able to get the first, able to get the second, looking for the third. Stanislav will be there to help out to kill Freakazoid, and they've made it into a potential possibility. Ethan with the 5-7, alone against 2. I don't know exactly where he's gonna be, and he has a moment to push. The problem is Marky and Pit is gonna be the toughest opponent for him to deal with. And he rescues the MAC-10. Not the most ideal weapon you're gonna want for this. But he can still make it costly. He could potentially take away these 2 guns out of the hands of eUnited. With the help of the
Especially
bomb.
if they're going to go into the corner. That's the thing. If they go into that back corner, now they don't actually need to because they planted very deep within the site. Like if it's in the default spot, then you have to get right into the corner to survive the blast. In this scenario, they don't need to. So actually, Food is in a smart position, just waiting for Ethan to come out. The idea there is to basically wait for them to take the damage and then run in and just spray them both down. But of course, based off the plant alone, that means that they don't really need to be in the corner when the bomb goes off.
Come on, I just wanted Doja to happen again.
Let's go sandbag so we're ready for the flash. Or you just want everyone to sit in?
I love the fact that we can hear them too, because we get to hear like a little bit of the mindset of like what they plan to do this round. I hear them talking about sandbags, which we can see the 4 players heading towards B, looking to hold that position. They do have a nade on Stanislav. He's going to be over in the middle trying to actually soften them up. And the Molotov coming through, it's delayed any sort of push out of EvilGeniuses, and here we go. They're going to push through the Molotov right into Food. Flashbang comes through at the perfect time. Unfortunately, only net them 1 kill. Looks like it should be a shooting spree. They should be dying a lot quicker than this, and yet somehow EvilGeniuses have lived to fight another day, though it's just going to be Tarek.
Yeah, I think there was a counter flash thrown at exactly the same time by Marky. So anybody who peeked out at that moment was also left blind. So some good timing there, and Stan's just gone like the wind. Left. All onto Tarek. 39 HP. And after killing so many people off on the B site, they're going to gamble in that direction. To be honest, there was so little invested into this round that it doesn't really matter where they go. The hope is, of course, not to lose any of these players. It's an expensive rebuy with the SG in hand, and you want to basically try and build up as much money as they can, especially considering the current scoreline. You want to be able to rebuy it when it happens, which, well, you assume that eventually EG are going to win themselves around.
I definitely believe that second place is up for grabs.
Yeah, the thing is, when you win both pistols, it can very easily skew the scoreline. So until we start getting into the buy rounds, which we are now, I'm not really going to start making any judgment on whether or not eUnited can actually win this, because, as said, they won the first pistol, then got instantly reset, and okay, sure, then we got CEG build off of it, but just because they've won the second one, it doesn't necessarily mean they're back in the match. The scoreline looks a bit better, and if they can get rolling, then sure, but they've got an awful lot to break down. The AWP now out for Suck. A quick trade, though. They're definitely good at gathering up as a unit, pre-firing the corner just in case there's anybody else there, and the smokes will leave the majority of players blind. I like that Molotov, though. It's just going to, well, literally burn a bit of time off of the clock and allow for some of those smokes to fade. Sat back in the pit as well is going to be Breezy. Ethan is able to actually drop one with Marky. He's found 3 kills out of nowhere, though. Spins around even to catch out Ethan as he looks to push through the smoke. And now Tarek, he needs 3 of his own left to try and do it. He does manage the first. Doesn't have a kit, so can't actually stick that defusal at all. He's just hoping to try and bait some of the players out of the corner. And Cooper, he's so busy trying to spray this down. He's going to give the space to Tarek, and he's going to win the 1 versus 3. Not a way you want to be throwing away a round, but Tarek will take it all day long.
I mean, that's the potential of EG, right? Any player can step up at any given time. Doesn't matter who it's going to be. And Tarek was the one to do it. 15 kills for him. And now eUnited, they have to just, like, especially Marky, like, the fact that you get 3 kills and still lose the round like that, that's got to shut down any momentum that they had. And that might help. Hope opens things up onto Ethan. Man advantage back in the hands of eUnited, forcing the rotate out of EG to reinforce this B site. But if you also look at, like, the ground taken If you compare EG and eUnited, we saw EG pushing up mid quite farther than this. They had control about the same, but they like to pressure a lot more around the map. Here, United are hoping that EG get aggressive and check for information, which might be happening with how Stanislaw is currently holding. Great shot out of Cooper. Oh my gosh.
I know there's at least one more player in this direction as well. I think they're just giving time to Cooper to try and find these opening picks. He's done a fantastic job so far. They don't have a whole lot of utility for an execution, but enough smokes. And EG actually still have 2 players over on the B site, so we've seen them throw away a round just moments ago. Of course, the one detriment to this for EG is if they now lose this round, their money is going to be absolutely owned. Stan with a lot to do, 20 seconds up and coming on the clock. Breezy already going to catch one on the other side of the map. The majority of the defense is here. Zerg in the back has everything to do. 15 seconds, all he needs is to drop the bomb, but Marky's on fire. His 22nd kill makes that look far too easy. An 8th round guaranteed, and Breezy just has to try and save his weaponry. As said, this is the complete reset onto EvilGeniuses. Their money is going to be ruined for the next round, and that is something really worth highlighting, by the way. 22 kills at the moment. That was round, what, 19?
To be fair, also did it over on Vertigo as well. Real solid player for the team. Been consistent in this series. The series isn't done just yet. Still a lot more to go here for United to claw this back.
Like that shit, nice, yeah.
That is one thing that you don't get from any other player, like within, like who they've had previously within eUnited. Like someone who's just gonna genuinely just give you confidence. I think if I had Freakazoid, just every day I woke up and he was just like, man, you look great, like all this stuff, I would feel like a much better person. I want him as like my person. No, not you. I want him to do it. It's not. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. He just, I don't know. He's just a magical person. Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Just don't fart around him, otherwise he's going to make a really big deal.
Well, you've been around me, so you can tell. I don't think him and I can be in the same room together. And now here, we're seeing still a Breezy with the SG. He's actually going to be the one rotating back towards B to potentially help out. Smokes are being thrown in. United taking their time. They're still leaving Cooper, though, to cause a distraction towards A. This should be a relatively clean round for United, but will they spot out Ethan on top of the fountain? Yes, they do. He does get a nice dink on a mark before he does fall. And, well, Food's going to walk in, take down Tarek on the boost. Breezy is here with the SG, but he's got 5 players to find. The rotation's coming in, just a P250 and a USP. Maybe best hope for a kill or 2.
I think Breezy probably just looking for exits at this point. He does have a kit which, or maybe if a massive mistake comes in from eUnited, might come into play, but I don't think there's going to be anything more like that within this match. I'd be very, very surprised. But they are leaving the site. Just watching to make sure. I don't think Breezy's going to go for anything. Just wants to make sure that he keeps the weaponry. And unfortunately, they haven't exited through his side of the map, so can't do any extra damage. But he will get to keep his gun. And that means that he can either just drop a weapon or drop an AWP even over to Cirque. Like, Cirque can afford one anyway, but you want to make sure that he has Kevlar, that he has the extra grenades, and the Breezy, well, he's going to be able to afford whatever he wants anyway.
You heard Dust talk about it before, and I agree with what he said about Cirque being probably the best North American opper. But he hasn't had the chance, or hasn't really been able to really show up. And I think EvilGeniuses are going to start to need that, because Cooper's hitting some shots. Marky's been hitting them. And United are starting to get on a roll here.
A lot of map control as well being gathered by United, and a gamble stat being held. A lot relied on for Tarek here, and he's pretty much playing this as if it's a retake. Like, if he goes down or if they just smoke him off, then the rest of the team will rotate and they'll try and retake the site. Like, I don't think he's going to be doing anything too crazy in this scenario, and actually gets deeper into the site. It works the same way if he plays around the coffins, but he's actually going to go back into dark. So he really is like setting himself up almost for a hero play, and they're going to need him to. There's a temptation already, as you can see from Ethan, to go for the rotation back because it isn't going to be a B play. And oh, again! Marky just with the entry. He has been phenomenal in this match so far. Nobody able to do anything against him, and he's now cleared out the rest of the site. I think this has to be a save from EG. They can't go for this. And the question now is, do the T's start hunting for weapons? They've got the money to. Freak's already in a good position to attempt for something like that, although Breezy is homed in on the apartments. You wouldn't expect him to get too much, but he can risk it. They've got the money.
But he's hearing them run around too, so he knows they're going to be in this pit. Like, he knows they're going to be in this position. It's just whether or not they're able to capitalize off it. The rest of the T is going to start to come in, leaving Marky there to defend. The nade comes through, does some hell of a lot of damage to Ethan. Not enough to kill him. Actually, Freak's going to fall from this, but here we go. The rest of the T's coming through, trying to take these weapons away, so EG can't use them the next round, but it's not really working out for him. Food will finally finish off Ethan. But eUnited coming out the worst of the two.
Yeah, I think the only real costly thing there is that they have to rebuy an AWP, which that's the one that I'm a little bit more skeptical upon. Like, I don't know why you'd make it so you have to pay $4,750 once again to get that purchase in, but for the rest of the guns, it's not too much of a problem. They do have plenty of cash to still rebuy into this round. They do at least drop one. Are we going to see any more elaborate utility or something used to try and force him out of this position? They know that there's the potential. They should do. It's just whether or not they actually check. And while Tarek on the boost is going to make things that little bit more difficult. Breezy's also gone peeking into the apartments to find Vanity, and now they're looking like they're just scrambling for a way back into this round. Onto short they go. Breezy up above. Marky again. He's so good at finding these entries, and Food's caught the man from behind. They've turned it into a 3v3. No. Oh, this is a free kill for Tarek, though. And that is the bomb dropped, at least for a moment. His retreat by Marky, however.
But them seeing Tarek push that far down banana, it has to tell him, okay, there's going to be no one else here. He's going to have to run back. He's already low on HP because he's been spammed down. They have a smoke for the cross as well to get in towards the site. They're going to have to play for the full retake here for EG. And eUnited should be able to get the bomb down with Marky still alive in particular. I don't think this round is even close to over. Two players towards A now finally rotating back in to help out. A massive round for eUnited if they can take this with how far they were down. Let's see, time is ticking. Tarek's coming through. Look how slow, though, Stanislaus coming through safety spot because they do not know if there's left anyone lurking back in that position.
Molotov going to get even more time. This is starting to get very scary. Tarek leading the way, but it's actually Cirque to take the first bullet to the face. Another for Cooper as well. It's left all on to stand. He doesn't even have time. He's run out of time. There's nothing he can do. He's just looking for exit kills. That was a 3 versus 5 taken back by the T's. A great round from eUnited, and I do not know how EG let that one slip.
What's crazy about this is, Tom, is that Freakazoid's been on the roster for about like 2.5 weeks. He played with them for New York, come into the roster. Obviously, it's a team of people he knows he's played with for a while, but the fact that you put in about 2 weeks of practice, 2 weeks of time, and you're potentially beating one of the best teams in the world, a top 3 team in the world. Now, obviously, there's arguments to be made for EG. They're not performing as well as they did in New York, but they shouldn't be jet lagged. They've had time to prepare. They've had time to relax. They're not flying from winning one event to the next and playing the next day. And eUnited are starting to look like a formidable force here in Group B of the ESL Pro League.
12-11. A long streak now, with only one clutch that came in from Tarek to break it up. Other than that, it's been 7 rounds for eUnited. Yeah, there you go. There's the one clutch. And it was only him surviving. Been a lot of save rounds as well, but not in the previous. Just look how little utility that is already there. They're trying to wrap around. Stan is in a decent position. He is going to be able to get one frag. Breezy's there as well. They finally awoken. Stan is the man to lead the charge. 3 kills. And Cooper. This one has to be impossible. He's given away his position, maybe trying to bait them in, but it isn't going to work out. A clean round coming up from EG. Finally, someone steps up to the plate as they take their 13th. However, there's still money for the T's. It's not over yet.
Yeah. I am worried, though, a little bit in terms of eUnited, where if we look back to yesterday's games of Envy, remember on Dust 2 against 12 Patrol, they had 5 players alive, hit the B side on the T side, then put the before they even put the bomb down, they rushed out in a 5-on-2 and lost the round because they got cocky. I'm hoping for United, just because they're winning these rounds back to back and they're doing some work, they're not just starting to pick up the pace just because they're feeling like the moment's there. They have to respect EvilGeniuses. This is a world-class team. You can't catch yourself slipping at all against a roster like this. Now Stanislav's getting riled up. They're up by 2 rounds again. United on a shoddy bye. EG could be getting to map point off the back of this round.
Well, the T's once again already with a lot of damage taken, and utility is fairly minimal. One of their remaining smokes is going to be expended to block off the library, leaving Cirque somewhat isolated, but he's just going to fall back. They haven't really made much of a play off that. If that was an attempt at a fake, it has not worked at all. No rotations to be made, and it means that they can't even smoke off coffins in this scenario. There's even still a little bit of utility left on this site, a counter flashbang, and with the rotation of Cirque, he'll have another or 2. This really is going to be a bare bones push, and considering the HP of some of the players, it's going to be difficult. Marky goes running in this time. He can't do anything. The crossfire's there, but they somehow come out on top. They win the duels on the site, and now it's going to have to be the rotation coming out from Stan and Breezy. The question is, do they go for this? And by the looks of it, no.
Rough times here for EvilGeniuses, and eUnited are really stepping up. You know, looking at the map pool, they have Vertigo, so they know EvilGeniuses don't play it too much. All right, we can expect that. It's a pocket pick for them. But then to go into Inferno, where EvilGeniuses beat Astralis 2 times in a row. I think one of them was like a 16-3 scoreline just 2 weeks back. And now eUnited are on the verge of winning the series 2-0.
So if they do win, then eUnited are better than Astralis.
That is how it works. This man is having a phenomenal game, and if he continues this pace, he could be carrying eUnited through with a victory that I think most people out there would have expected. Everyone thinks, and everyone has the idea that EG should come out of the group in first.
Well, I think that's an understatement. Nobody expected. I think if you expected eUnited to come in here and win this, you either work for eUnited or you're delusional. And that's just how big of an upset this would be. Like, it's not, I don't want to take anything away from eUnited. That's what I'm trying to do in this sense, because this would be ridiculous. But until they do it, I'm still not going to believe it, because there are still 5 players on the other side that at any moment could win them around. Breezy's looking to do it right now. Kicks things off with the opener. Freakazoid there with the trade, an important one at that. There's still 2 players within the site that they may not necessarily expect. Food makes his way forward, needs to check the corner, doesn't do it, and Stan again. He's the man to step up. However, Freakazoid, well, he gets 1. 14-12, EG bounce back once more.
United, 2 SGs and pistols behind it. I imagine we're going to see a little bit more of a quick play if they can set someone up. A little preemptive smoke there as he tries to get around the corner. Cooper looking for the shot, but no one on EvilGeniuses is going to challenge out on this. A lot of nades being thrown in, and they've been able to do a little bit of damage to Cooper, but not enough to write home with. Let's see, so Tarek's out of utility.
Oh.
Ethan only has a flashbang too.
That was a bit too close. The rifle at least is going to be picked up, and they're going to actually opt to back away. In fact, the CT side may be about to just play this super passive. There's nobody on the site at the moment of B, but slowly but surely, Tarek is going to make his way in. Doesn't spot anything out either. And the problem is now, once again, there's only a singular smoke. They've got to pick their spot. Vanity's going to try and maybe bait in a rotation or 2. The fact is, Cirque is still holding to watch if they do cross around that side, and they're just attempting to sneak their way in. This flashbang could be critical. It's all going to be down to timing. They actually don't smoke off anything at all. They get past. Tarek is going to be able to get 1 and a second as well. Again, he seems to be the man to step up. It's been him and Stan over the last few rounds. Bomb plant, crucial for them. Peeking, there was a chance for 2, but instead he ends with none. And now Food, looking like he's going to be the victim here as 5 players look to surround him. He manages 1, but Ethan's so quick to eat him up. And leaves this 15 and 12. eUnited's hopes seem to be dwindling on this map. And wow, look at the money. It's not good. You can always wonder what could have been, especially going into the next map. Another very, very strong map for this EG side. Once again, there's going to be an early challenge for Banana, but Utility having to be expended just to stop themselves dying within the Molotovs. Utility they don't have, and again, Breezy's going to be getting an opening. There is, however, trade back. Marky's so close, and they're just going to opt to play off of this. They're going to try and charge down Tarek, who can't really face this. He still does, and he manages a kill off of it. Unexpected for Cooper. They aren't going to be able to cross the site. The small utility they have is there to try and stop anybody denying this plant, but it's still going to happen. Tarek again, a second kill through this smoke. A nice shot from Freakazoid, though. Surely Marky can't risk this plant now. I imagine he's just going to switch back. Yeah, he's trying to bait them in, trying to get them to peek, and, well, he has somewhat done it. There's a peek coming in from Cirque around the corner. Stan is the one to get the kill instead. Now Freakazoid peeking in. He's never going to beat Cirque at that angle. 16 to 12. It was not easy at all, with a strong comeback coming in from eUnited after an 11-4 first half for the side of EvilGeniuses. In the end, though, some big plays coming out from Tarek. Stan as well, having some huge impact across the board. And, well, eventually, they are too much for the eUnited side. Even still, though, it's promising going forward and going into the next map of Dust 2. I'm expecting an all-out brawl.
Well, we'll see what's going to happen on that map and more after this short break, Tom.